Ramallah refugee camp, and 6 Palestinians were killed. Full stop. That's all. We're clearly supposed to forget them. But I'm not going to forget them. I am going to tell you the story of exactly how they were killed. It starts with a guy called Peter Thiel, who set up a company called Palantir. And he went to the US government and he said, "You're always going after people. But when your guys turn up outside their house, they go in and they find they're not there, or it's defended and they escape. I can help you. I can bring together all the stuff from mobile phones and databases and the internet, so your guys know exactly who's in that house." And the American government liked that story. They gave him $20 million. He built a pretty rough prototype, and then he got a call from the Israeli Defense Force, Unit 8200. And they said, "We have a problem, perhaps you can help us with this. We get a call to go and bomb a site in Gaza. We send off a plane, it drops a bomb, comes back again. But our planes are equipped to carry 6 bombs. Can you help us find 5 extra targets?" And Palantir said, "Yeah, sure." Now the IDF have long held a database of everybody in Gaza called Lavender. And they process that with an algorithm which calculates the percentage of which each person might be a Hamas militant. So it could be 21% or 69%. So when they started the war, they did a survey of that database and they took off 37,000 Palestinian men who were targets for assassination. They then called in Palantir and said, "We want to follow these people, we want to know where they are." So Palantir said, "Well, first thing is to collect all the mobile phone data. And we can help you because Microsoft, through their Amsterdam office, will give you facilities to store it on a secure database called Azure." And they said, "The other thing we need is to analyse all the cameras, CCTV cameras. And Google are good at that, so they will come in and they will analyse these photos and they will track people from camera to camera, and we'll use all our information to know exactly where people are that we want." And then they feed it to a system in the IDF, and this is the most sinister one. It's called Where's Daddy? And Where's Daddy compiles this information and it creates an alert whenever anybody on the list goes to their family home. They deliberately target family homes. And then they run through, when they know that the Air Force is going to scramble a plane, they go and the system will produce the top 6 targets. That is then, what they're proud of is that there is a human person in this loop. Yeah, it's a conscript, and they have 2 minutes to authorise all 6 assassinations, 20 seconds each. And that is how those 6 people in Ramallah died. And that is how many of the others have died too. And I will not forget that. I will carry on telling this story. Now, I'm old enough to remember the Second Arab-Israeli War in 1956, because I was a schoolboy in London, and I remember we called it the Suez Crisis. And I remember feeling one day being told that the Russians were going to come and drop a hydrogen bomb on London and we would all be incinerated within 3 hours. And being young and impressionable, we believed that. So I had that little glimpse in my past of what it must be like to face this overwhelming military power that Trump claims and Trump has. And so my final message is not to give up hope on this, but to go back to that period, to the famous manifesto of how did we try to fight nuclear weapons back then, to find the real bedrock on which we build a mass movement, and that is the famous 6 words: remember your humanity and forget everything else. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.